G'day guys, welcome back to another DIY video here at Signature Auto Styling. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the DIY install on the Nissan Patrol Warrior wheels. These are specifically designed, hand cut and templated for the Warrior kit itself. So it covers the chrome face of all 4 wheels and the spare. So inside the kit you're going to get 5 pre-cut outer rings, which is right here, big wheel. And then you're going to get these spoke pieces. So you've got 6 cutouts for the larger piece here, and then you've got 6 cutouts for the smaller sections. So I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide on how to prepare the surface, how to install it, and how to properly heat it for durability and longevity. All right. Included in your kit also is a application squeegee. You have a couple of tucking tools and a very sharp knife. So please be careful when using those, but always handy to have. Back here, you're going to have, what we do recommend is a 3-stage cleaning process. This way, whether you've picked up your vehicle from the dealership or you've just got a new set of tires, this will ensure that it removes any tire dressing or anything that might be on top of the tires or stuck around the outer rim. The kit is designed to wrap around the outer edge. This way you don't see any chrome and it's a nice seamless finish as we can get it. So the stage 1 cleaner we use is just a multi-purpose cleaner. That's going to remove all the dirt and grime from on the wheel itself. Stage 2 is a wax and grease remover. We recommend using that on the actual rim and tire itself. This way it removes all the gunk. You might find yourself running through a couple of microfibers to get it all finished. And then number 3 is just an isopropyl alcohol, just to remove step 1 and 2. And this adds as a final cleaning agent to ensure that the film has something nice to adhere to and there are no contaminants underneath it. All right guys, so let's get ready and let's go. So a customer of ours has gladly lent us their car for us to redo one of these. As you can see, it's already done, but this one's a little bit dirty and it has had some tire dressing put over it after it was last cleaned. So we're going to go ahead and just remove this one. As you can see, it does wrap around the outer edge quite nicely and then the inner. This way you get a nice seamless finish all the way throughout. I'm going to show you the tips and tricks on how to actually get this position properly and then press down. This way you're not fumbling or having to waste or making any mistakes. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, the installation video, the most important thing is to get the outer ring on nicely. These are very self-explanatory. I'm going to show you how to do these, but they all apply the same on the inner ring. So what you're going to do is grab your multi-purpose cleaner. Now, don't soak the wheel. If your wheels are extremely dirty like this one, we do recommend probably giving a proper wash the day before and allowing it to dry out. See, the problem is when you use too much multi-purpose or too much of these liquids, they can actually pull down here at the bottom. So what you'll find when you install it, you won't be able to tuck the film under here. It'll just keep popping out. It's because it's all wet. So just keep that in mind when you decide to clean it. So I usually just use a mist as opposed to a jet. So just a nice mist all around. Depending on how dirty your wheels are, of course, you want to get all the dirt out. We do recommend grabbing your application squeegee. You can wedge this with your microfiber and that way you can get inside the outer edge. And as you can see, it just picks up all the grime that's stuck in there and the dirt. So go ahead and do that. Once that's done, you're going to repeat the same process with step 2 and step 3. So light mist, so it continues to get. So what this is doing, so wax and grease removes the tyre dressing from the outside. You want a nice clean area to work with. What happens is sometimes your thumbs and fingers touch, and every time if you need to pick up and readjust, you might actually get the grease under the film. So it's always good to make sure that the area you're working in and the surrounding area is clean. And for your final clean, just number 3, with your isopropyl alcohol. You want to keep your rags separate. Once that's all done, we can go ahead and install the film. Okay, so once you've got this all clean, you're going to grab the outer ring here, and this is going to go over the top like this. All right. When removing this from the box, what we do recommend is going around with a application squeegee, lay this flat on the table and just press inside out like this. This way the transfer tape, sometimes it can come off. The vinyl, we just want to stick it back down before we peel it off. Now for the purposes of this video, I am going to draw on the tacking points. I'm going to explain what they are in a second. So the tacking points are essentially, this film, you can move it around a little bit. It doesn't stick quite well until pressure is applied. So these tack points are basically little guides for me to keep readjusting as I need be. So you remove it from the backing, all nice and pressed down, nice and slowly. We do need to adjust this a couple of times. So press here lightly. This way I can move this across. And down like so. Now, I have designed this kit. As you can see, the chrome pieces, this is why you do the outside first. Once you apply the transfer tape, you can see the chrome pieces. Now, the inner side of this ring, we have designed it to be right on the outer edge of here. So if you line it up, and this is where you only tack down the 4 points first. So that way you can pick it up and then move it like so. This way you can readjust. So this means this has to come up a little bit. And if you are finding that it creases here, remember, go back to your 4 points. So if you press here, add a little bit of tension down this way, for example, and then do the same on this side. So I want a little bit of tension there, and a little bit of tension here. So that way, you won't get any wrinkling And just run your finger, sort of working inside out like this. And this is why I removed this one and this one, so I can see where my points are. But when you do the outside first, you're going to see all the chrome pieces, so you can actually line it up properly. Once I've got that down, I'm going to get my application squeegee on a sort of 45-degree angle and come around and press down the outer edge. This way it tacks down the vinyl, and then we can go ahead and try pick a corner, because we usually cut these very close. The reason why we cut these very close is so we don't have too much excess that's going to be in the way. So what you can do is grab one of the tucking tools that come with the kit, separate it. If it pulls the vinyl, what you want to do is just push the vinyl back that way. Once you're a little bit going like this, just gently, we don't want it to. If you do it too quickly, what sometimes might happen is if this film lifts off, then you lose that perfect circle. So sometimes it's worth maybe just following and come down this side and follow through. And that's the hardest part done. So what you can do is grab your finger, follow all the way around just to get it around that little bit of curve for the outside. And then gradually do it for the inside as well. So as you can see where we lined it up, it will go into this deep recess. And it'll fall in evenly. It won't get caught on any of this. And we've allowed enough tolerance. If you haven't lined it up perfectly, then that's okay. Okay, so now that you've run your finger across, we're going to grab our red tucking tool. I'm not trying to dig into like this. We just want to gradually work the film around. And then the same goes for the inside. Probably run your finger deep into that crevice there and press it down. All right. Once that's done, you've probably got a little bit of excess to play with here on the outer ring. Just grab the hard edge of your application tool and just press in like so. Now, if you still got a little bit more, we do recommend the blue tucking tool is a little bit thinner than the red one, and it's a little bit more flexible. So you can press that in. And that's that. That outer ring should be nice and perfect. Again, it's very forgiving when it comes to the application. Just follow the outer spoke to align all the areas. Once the transfer tape's on, you can actually see these quite clear as you get close to it. And when you tack, just remember, the initial tack should only be 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This way, if you need to adjust it, you're not having to pull off half a wheel. You just need to pull out these little tabs here and then readjust as you need be. So once that's installed, then we come around to doing these little spokes. Now, it's not tedious, there's just a bunch of them. Now, the reason why we don't apply them to the initial outer ring portion is, unfortunately, you won't be able to see or align them properly. So doing it separately takes a little bit more time, but you get a more focused and easy result. Now, we have added a couple of millimeters of tolerance to the outer edge, like so. I say very hard to go wrong on this one. And all you need to do is just spend the lovely, enjoy the day. Like so. Remember to push from the middle outwards. And we will come back and work on those edges. So very easy to install, not overly complicated. This application, it's more preparation. That's the most important part. Again, you receive 5 wheel kits for this one. So if you do make a mistake, if you continue to make mistakes, then feel free to message our team. I'm always happy to help. Okay, so I'm going to set up a heat gun now, and then I'm going to show you how to press these edges in properly. So as you can see, we're going to work all these edges down. So what you're going to do is grab a heat gun. We've chosen an Ozito for this one because we throw ours around. Set the Ozito or whichever one you have to high heat. What you're going to do is fan around the outer edge. We're not going to press down sideways, because what happens is sometimes when the film is quite soft, it causes it to kink, and then it becomes a very annoying process to remove. So we recommend going from the middle, working down like this. So work your edges, points first, sorry, and then come back and press all those. Something to keep in mind, this is a very hot process, so please be careful when doing this. We burn our fingers all the time. The material's nice and warm. Press down the corners outwards, and then I can come back. Like so. Once it's all pressed down, then you can come around. And then we're going to repeat the same process all the way around. If you notice any air bubbles forming, make sure we press them out first. once you seal the edges and then there's a bubble, it can be quite tricky to get out because you've sealed the perimeter. Once all the spokes are done, then we can come around and prepare to heat the outer ring to set it. Now, it's a very thick material to deal with, so it's not like paint work where you heat it and you can damage the paint. This, you actually need to get it quite hot. Once the film is down and where it needs to be, there is really no way of melting it while it's on the surface. But just be careful. If you do, because your heat gun is going to be set to high, if you do smell some burning rubber, don't worry, try to minimize it, but it's not the end of the world. Nothing's happening here. So we'll grab a clean microfiber and we'll go around and just with a little bit of force, we're trying to get any air and seal the edges. Once that's all heated up, then we'll grab our blue tool again and just set all the outer ring. Really press in there. And there you have it. There's one wheel. Like I said, these per wheel cleaning process and installation, you'll be an absolute master by the fourth one. But by the first one, it should be about 20 minutes or so. Again, we want to ensure that it doesn't get too wet. So if you are going to install these over the weekend, for example, we do recommend you giving them a pressure wash during the week. That way it just removes any gunk or debris that'll be stuck in here, or if you're worried about any dirt or contaminants coming from the back to the front. Once that's done, use your step 1, 2, and 3 cleaning method. A bunch of microfibers, a little bit of patience, and you should be all good to go. So thank you. Okay, and that wraps up today's video for the DIY Warrior wheel kits. We want to thank you for always buying our products, always supporting us and our journey. Please don't forget to subscribe wherever I decide to put the button in the edited video. But if you do run into any troubles, you do have a warranty when you buy online. Your warranty is tracked with your online purchase. If you make a mistake, feel free to reach out to us. We are always here to help wherever you are in Australia. We are human also, we do make mistakes. But again, much love from us to you. Thank you so much. Take care.